How the hell are we doing today? It's Wayne Gravatt with Fish Head Videos. We're getting more subscriptions, but I'd really like to have those subscriptions. If you could hit those, we would love that. And if you have comments, we'd love that as well. Hoping that you do that. Let's look at the fly we're going to do today. The name of this fly is the Beetle. I don't have a fancy name for it. It seems like the fancy names aren't getting the viewership, so we're going back to basics. So we're just calling this the Beetle. A beetle is a terrestrial that's probably one of the most underfished terrestrials. Hoppers are usually the number one, ants would be number two, beetles are a distant three. They're fabulous. And why people don't fish them, I don't know. But I'm encouraging you to tie this fly and to fish it. And I think you'll be really pleased with the result. They're really good. They're easy to tie. That's another thing. So with that, let's take a look at the materials, what we have today. Okay. This is dubbings. This is just ice dub. It's in a peacock. They call it black, but as you can see when we get under the light, it's green. This is going to be the leg material. This is a product from Fly Tires Dungeon in Stephenville, Montana. It's called MS Bugger Dub. Fabulous product. The body is going to be 2-inch foam. I just put that one on there for illustration purposes. It's just common 2 millimeter. I said 2 inch. 2 millimeter. That would be thick. 2 inches. 2 millimeter foam. Buy it in any hobby store. Fly shops sell it, but again, a piece that big is $2-3. You can buy the whole sheet for $2-3. Thread is black. The hook size, and you could vary this size. I'd go 16s. Beetles are the largest members of the insect family. There's over 5,000 species worldwide of beetles, and they range. There's one called the dung beetle in Africa, and God, it's as big as a hamburger. It's huge. But we're going with a 12. I'd go about 16s to 8s myself. But with that, let's get this fly rolling. Okay. So as usual, we're going to put a thread base on there. Fly it out of the way. All right. All right. So I'm going to trim just a tiny kind of a. So I'm actually then going to tie that in by a smaller point, so I don't build a big piece of the bulk right there. Okay, so I'm going to bring that right above about the end of the hook, right where the bend starts. Over. Get tied in there nice and tight so it doesn't spin. Okay, now we're going to go with this ice dub. And again, they list it as peacock black, but as you can see under the light, it's pretty green. A lot of green to it, and that's what you want. You could also, and I've done it oftentimes, and Gary Fontaine used to use this peacock herald there. His beetle is different than this. It's a good beetle. I tie it, but peacock would work there too. If you don't have this ice dub, it'd work fine. Okay, so we're going to dub that on there. Okay, I dub a little bit different than most people. Most people teach just spin in one direction, but I go in two directions. But notice I always finish it off just with the one direction then. So I get it tight. Okay. That should be about right. Okay, so we're going to wrap that. So again, it's a dry fly, so we want it a little bit tighter. just a little bit more. And again, another beauty of this fly is not having to use hackle. Boy, hackle is expensive, and the sizes out there just aren't as readily available as they used to be. Hard to find the hackle. Okay, nice. Okay, so now we're just going to bring that foam right up over the top. I'm going to tie it right behind the eye of the hook. Just like that. Good. Okay. Then we're going to trim. We're going to trim that off about like that. And it's already got a real nice profile of a beetle's head. Okay? So again, all of my flies, I try to preach simplicity. I don't like hard flies. And this is what I'm going to use for the legs. This stuff is a little hard to dub. It has rubber in it. It's not real easy to dub, but you can get it on there. So we're going to get that on there. So we're going to put it right in that gap, right there. Whoop. So notice how I'm going both above and below, just to pull out some of that dubbing. And that's going to be the legs. Then the last thing is we're just going to put a piece of this 2-inch foam. We're going to set that right where we have those legs. So we're going to tie that on there tight. With foam, you want to put a little more tension and increase the amount of wraps that you do. And that's just an indicator, basically, for lack of a better term. So now I'm just going to pitch that foam up right there. Form a nice triangular shaped head. Again, hold that foam out of the way. Could be a little tricky. Good. And there we go. That's a fly that's going to catch a fish. Easy to tie. So that's a good one. And incidentally, one of the things you can do on this, you could vary that bottom bottom color. Truthfully, you could vary this foam too. Doesn't have to be black. That's probably one of the more common, but there's all different colors of beetles, a lot of them. That top, I use yellow. You could vary that as well. The one thing I like about yellow, it's probably of orange and red and white and fluorescent pink. Yellow, to me, under the most light conditions, is the easiest to see. But that's a hell of a fly. Again, it's easy, very underfished. If you lose them, it's not a big deal. So I would encourage you to go out there, tie this fly, go out there, fish it, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for viewing, and give them hell.